Okay, Mark Taylor, 1975 graduate, 4-year competitor in water polo and swimming. He swam impressive marks of 22.6 in the 50 freestyle, 104.6 in the 100 breaststroke, and 2:15 in the 200 butterfly. That may not be right, but I don't think you sent me any times. I think I found those somewhere in the Delano record archives, because when the Delano record closed down, the secretary was afraid they were going to throw all those big old books away. So she had 3 men come over and deliver them, and if you ever want to borrow them, they're in my patio. It's about that wall up to that wall, that high, and another pile behind it. So it goes back to, I haven't looked, 1930 something. That reminds me, I was coming down the street getting here today, and I go by Fast Strip, and I look at the price of gasoline. $5.95, and I think, gosh, when I went to Fresno State, I was complaining, because I go back and forth every weekend, I was complaining when they raised the price from 33 to 34 cents a gallon. Boy, I never had it so good, and I didn't realize it. Okay, Mark also contributed to the team by being a part of both relay teams, and there's more that's in the program about him, but I'm going to let Mark come up here and fill you in. Mark Taylor.
Thank you very much. Of course, I'm honored to be receiving this recognition.
Hold the mic so we can hear you. Yeah, there you go.
Like I said, I want to thank you. I kind of grew up in the high school swimming pool. Even before high school, swim lessons, recreational swimming, then high school water polo swimming, then I became a lifeguard. I taught swim lessons and spent my life there. It was always hot, and so there was swimming. So it's only natural I became a swimmer, joined the team.
Go ahead.
Just me. Mom wouldn't let me play football, so I joined the team. I need to thank Coach Gary Schaeffer for even before high school got me involved in the program. And I always, like Mr. Moynihan and Noel, push us kids in the right direction, positive. Taught us to get tough on the tough guy going, which is the only reason I'm still alive, because I've had issues, but Delano helped me to be strong. And my friend Dave talked about how easy they made it to join sports. Delano also made it easy to join music, theater, everything. Delano High School was incredible over-the-top opportunities for juggling. I'm sure it still is. Okay. I really don't have anything else to say. Having said that, I'm most honored. Thank you all very much, and God bless you all.
Okay, our next honoree is Ronald Hill. He's been inducted for football, but then the committee, because they were pressured by everybody about how come we don't honor all the sports, so now we got to bring him back for basketball and baseball, because he was all league in all 3 sports in high school. And I found out some interesting things over the phone in our 5 or 6 conversations. He was going to go to Cal Berkeley right out of high school, and then he got drafted in professional baseball, so he decided to go to professional baseball with the Chicago Cubs, and after 3 years in the minor leagues, he said, well, I think I better move on and go back to school. So he came back to school, and he was supposed to go to Cal Berkeley, and they said, you need to get acclimated back to football again, so why don't you go to junior college? They're going to send him to Laney College, which Ronald's going to tell me I'm wrong, but it's in Oakland, is that right? Okay, in Oakland. And he said, well, heck, I might as well go to Bakersfield College. It's closer to home, and I can go there, and then I'll go to Cal. So he went to Bakersfield College. He said he was listed as a freshman, but he was older probably than the rest because it was 3 years of baseball. So he played football at Bakersfield College, and that year they went to the Junior Rose Bowl in Pasadena and were champions in the Junior Rose Bowl. And he was named by the Los Angeles Times as the defensive player of the game. And then he fulfilled his goal of going back to Cal Berkeley. He said halfway through his sophomore season, he was a starting linebacker, also started as a junior, also started as a senior, and was defensive team captain. So he had the best of two worlds, professional baseball and playing football at Cal Berkeley, and had a few tryouts with professional football, but I'm sure he's going to fill me in on everything. And he's one of the people with him tonight is Ruby Hill, who I always remind. Ruby, raise your hand. His 98-yard kickoff return still stands as a school record. That's Ruby, not Ronald. Okay, Ronald, come up here and fill me in. You're no live bar student. You should be able to write and talk really good.
All right, I told myself when I got here I was only going to keep it for 2 minutes, so I'm going to try to give you guys back some of this time. But I want to thank the committee for selecting me for this honor. Before I go any further, I want to introduce my wife of 42 years, Ronald Hill. The next time you see her, when as long as we're in this building tonight, please tell her how good I was. Because I've been trying to tell her that for 42 years and she just doesn't believe it. Also, you can tell my dad the same thing there. We've got this little thing going on here. He always thought he was the best athlete. I kind of live with it, but I'm enjoying the group of players that I'm being inducted with. I wanted to mention two in particular that aren't here. The Audaps. I want to say that even though Steve was my boy, we had a lot of respect for Pete. Pete was older than us. We didn't hang out with the older guys when we were kids. But, the Audap family will always have a special place in my heart. Also, the Mendozas. My boy Raymond Mendoza, MC, as we like to call him. We always like to tell the story about how he was with most of us that night he wrecked his car. Okay, but he went home by himself, and his dad made sure he paid for it too. Okay. But anyway, I'm enjoying being here. Thank you for the honor. I was always pretty good in football. I was always pretty good in basketball. I was always pretty good in baseball. I'm glad you guys finally recognized that. It took long enough. It took 10 years in between for me to get in here. But I want to thank everybody for coming. Everybody, please stay safe out there. Keep your family safe. This COVID thing is real. So, make sure that if you have about 40 or 50 COVID tests like we have stashed at the house, make sure you take one when, about 3 days from now when you get home. Just to make sure that we're all safe here. But anyway, thanks for everything, and Mr. Gerard, thank you for everything. Okay. Oh, also, thank you to the committee for everything. Dad, are you in for track? You're in for track and football? Okay, so you don't have any more sports you can go in for, right? But I do have a little brother, and I'm going to be lobbying to get him in for football. Okay, thanks, everybody.
Yeah, it's got all the things on there. 1 or 2. Okay, Raymond Mendoza, 1974. Monty Marshall was the chairman of our committee for I don't know how many years. He always said, "I'm not the chairman." I said, "Yeah, you're sitting at the end of the table like you're the dad, so you're the chairman." And Jerb and I would tell us out, and he finally gave up arguing. Anyway, I coached Rotary Little League with him for a long time, and we had great players. And I finally realized what the reason was. When we went to tryouts, Monty had a great eye for saying, "Hey, that's a good guy, we'll take him." So we picked the best players, so we were the best coaches because we picked the best players. Raymond Mendoza's senior football season, he and prior inductee Gary Jenkins were quick, smallish running backs who helped Delano High to the Valley Finals. It's baseball where he gained all league honors as a center fielder in his junior season, when DHS was 20-11. His speed in the outfield and timely hitting shown his senior season as well. Raymond's no longer with us, Gerald's not with us anymore, and they were both on our Rotary Little League team. And the only one I had in class was Rosalia. So Rosalia, could you come up here and accept this award, please, for your brother? Or I made a mistake, not Rosalia, both of you. The whole family can come. Let's go.
My name is Martin Mendoza. I'm his Raymond's oldest brother. Unfortunately, he left us way too early. This is my sister Rosalie. I have another sister, Cecilia, out there. Since it's not my award, I'm not going to have to say my wife's out there and my son's out there. But we're humbled and thankful, and I know Raymond would be too, to be receiving this. I loved baseball. I still do, and football. The only difference between Raymond and I was that he was good at it. He was really good at it. I used to drag him out to Ellington Park during the summers when he was a young kid. We'd play out there, you know, guys would gather around, usually older guys, my age. Raymond would stay out there, and I'd like to think that that's where he got his heart from a little bit, because he, on the football field, he showed no fear. He was really quick and fearless. He ran. So I thank you for all of that. The other thing I'd like to say is, if Raymond was here, I think he'd feel the same way, and a little bit about what Ronald was talking about with the COVID tests and stuff. Diabetes is a big problem with us, with all of us, and if you have it, or if you don't know, go to the doctor, follow their instructions. He'd be the first one to tell you if he had done that, he'd still be here. And it's something that I'm having to deal with, and I learned my lessons from him. He showed me something. So he fought a long, hard fight over that, and like I say, we're honored, and he would be too, that he was remembered this way. Thank you.
So again, thank you, and thank you. Many of his friends are here, and you're considered family with us. He's here in spirit. We have his picture, and we have his block D. He loved that block D. Almost as much as he loved that Monte Carlo, but thank you.
There was, with that group of guys that was together, Marty Rivera, Boogie's here, Ronald, there was something magical about those kids. I know Don Noriel coached them, and I'm sure he got, he understood that. They remained great friends afterwards. But, there was something special about those guys when they were in high school, and the things that they accomplished together. There was no let up. I know there was nobody got an easy pass on it. Like with that Monte Carlo. I was there the next day, and Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. Anyway, thank you.